It was a quiet night on the edge of the small desert town of Alara. The stars looked brighter than usual, almost alive, almost watching. People had gone to sleep early. Only one man stayed awake, Liam, a mechanic who fixed old space shuttles for travelers passing through. He liked silence, machines, and nothing else. But tonight silence was broken by a sound that didn't belong to Earth. A deep humming, followed by a blinding blue light. The ground trembled. Tools fell off Liam's table. He rushed outside, shielding his eyes. In the middle of the desert, something had crashed. A small ship, silver and cracked, half buried in the sand. Smoke rose from its body. The air smelled of burnt metal and strange energy. Liam's heart raced. He grabbed his flashlight and ran toward it. He had seen fallen drones before, but this one looked alive. The door hissed open with a sharp sound. A soft, glowing mist escaped, and from it stepped a girl. She looked young, maybe 20. Her hair shimmered like moonlight. Her skin had a faint glow, and her eyes, clear, silver, and calm, searched the dark as if trying to see through it. She was barefoot, wearing something like a silver gown made of light. But there was something odd about her. She looked around, not focusing on anything. She turned her head toward Liam's voice when he gasped. "Who are you?" he asked. The girl tilted her head. Her lips moved slowly. "I am lost." Her voice was soft, almost mechanical, but filled with emotion. "Where is my brother?" Liam froze. "Your brother?" She nodded gently. "He said he will find help, but he didn't come back." Liam looked around. There was no one else, no sign of life, no footprints. Only this strange, glowing girl standing beside the broken ship. He stepped closer, noticing a thin silver band on her wrist flashing symbols he didn't understand. When he pointed his light at her face, she flinched slightly, turning away. "Hey, are you okay?" he asked. "I can't see," she whispered. "I lost my sight when the ship broke. The light took it." Liam felt a strange pull in his chest. A blind alien girl alone in a desert asking for her brother. He didn't know whether to call the military or help her. But then, she said something that froze him completely. He told me, "If something happens, find a man with kind hands. He will help me." Liam swallowed hard. Kind hands? How could her brother know about him? Before he could speak, the ground shook again. From the distance, a dark shape moved toward them. The girl turned her head sharply. "They are coming," she said, voice trembling. "They followed us here." "Who's coming?" Liam asked, stepping in front of her. Her silver eyes dimmed. "The ones who destroyed our world." Liam didn't understand, but he could see glowing red dots in the darkness, like mechanical eyes. Robots, or something worse. He grabbed her hand and ran toward his workshop. She stumbled behind him, but he didn't let go. Inside, he shut the metal door and locked it. "You'll be safe here," he said, panting. The girl stood still, her face calm despite the chaos. "You are human," she said softly. "You help without asking why." Liam gave a half smile. "Guess I do." She touched the metal table beside her, feeling the tools with careful fingers. "My brother told me humans are selfish," but he was wrong. Her words made Liam's chest tighten. He didn't know why, but he wanted to protect her. Outside, strange noises echoed, metal scraping on sand. Red lights glowed closer through the window. Liam checked his old blaster, praying it still worked. "Who are they?" he asked again. The girl lowered her head. "Hunters. They collect what's left of us." "And what are you?" She turned her face toward him. "I am from Lumeris. We don't fight, we heal. But now, we hide." The blaster in Liam's hand shook slightly. "And your brother?" "He made a deal," she whispered. "He said if he can't come back and marry the one who saves me." Liam blinked. "Wait, what?" She smiled faintly. He said, "Marry my blind sister. She can't see how ugly you are, but she will see your soul." For a moment, Liam forgot the red eyes outside, the danger, the noise. He only saw her glowing face, calm and innocent. Then a loud crash shattered the door. The metal door shattered like paper. Sparks flew. Dust filled the air. Liam pulled the girl behind the workbench, his blaster ready. Through the smoke, 3 tall figures entered, machines walking like men, their eyes glowing red. They scanned the room with slow, heavy movements. Their voices were static-filled. Target located. The blind one. Capture alive. Liam's heart pounded. He whispered, "Stay low," but the girl only tilted her head slightly, sensing their movement. She didn't need eyes to feel danger. He took aim and fired. A blue blast hit one of the machines in the chest. It stumbled but didn't fall. The others turned instantly, firing back beams of red light. The workshop filled with flashes and noise. Liam ducked, rolling under a table. Sparks burned his arm, but he didn't stop. He fired again, this time straight into the head of one machine. It fell, smoke rising from its neck. "Run!" he shouted. The girl hesitated. "I can't see up. I'll guide you." He grabbed her hand and ran through the back door into the night. The cold desert wind hit them hard. The stars above looked endless, but the red lights behind them grew closer. They ran toward the old scrapyard behind Liam's workshop. Piles of broken engines and ship parts rose like metal mountains. He knew this place better than anyone. It was his maze, his home. "This way," he said, pulling her through narrow paths of twisted metal. Behind them, the hunters' voices echoed. "Do not let the human escape. The sister must be taken." The girl stumbled, nearly falling. Liam caught her just in time. "You okay?" She nodded weakly. "They can sense my energy. I can't hide it for long. Then we find a way to block it," he said, scanning the scrap piles for something useful. His eyes stopped on an old ship engine core. It still had power. Maybe he could use it. He pushed her behind a metal wall. "Stay here. Don't move until I say." "Liam," she whispered, "if they catch me, don't let them take me alive." Her calm voice scared him more than the robots. "Not gonna happen," he said firmly. "You're not dying tonight." He ran to the engine core and started pulling wires. Sparks flew. The sound would draw attention, but that was the plan. One of the hunters appeared on top of the pile, scanning with red eyes. "Human detected. Eliminate." Liam grinned. "Come get me." He connected the wires. The engine core began to hum, light glowing brighter and brighter. He ducked and threw a metal rod straight into the power cell. Boom! A flash of blue energy exploded across the yard. The shockwave knocked the hunters off their feet. Sand and metal flew everywhere. For a few seconds, everything was light and noise. When it cleared, Liam crawled out, coughing. The hunters were down, but not destroyed. Their systems were rebooting, eyes flickering. He grabbed the girl again. "We need to move, now." They ran toward a cave near the canyon. Liam had used it once to store fuel drums. It was dark and deep, perfect for hiding. Inside, the air was cool. The girl sat on the ground, her glowing skin dimmer now. Liam could see she was exhausted. "You're bleeding," she said softly. He looked at his arm. A cut from flying metal, nothing serious. "I'll live." She smiled faintly. "Humans are strong, but also foolish." Liam chuckled. "Story of our lives." Then her voice turned serious. "They will not stop. They want what is inside me." "What's inside you?" he asked. She hesitated. "A memory, a code. My brother put it there before he disappeared. It can wake our world again, or destroy yours." Liam's eyes widened. "And those things want it?" "Yes, they were once our protectors. Now they are slaves to hunger, for power, for control." He sat back, trying to process it all. "So your brother made you carry the code, and sent you here?" She nodded slowly. "He said humans might help, that one of them would save me." Liam looked at her face. Though she was blind, she seemed to see through him somehow. Guess I was the unlucky one. No, she said softly. You were the chosen one. Outside, thunder rolled, though there were no clouds. The sky shimmered with strange lights. Something was coming again. Liam stood and grabbed his blaster. They found us? The girl shook her head. No, someone else. A signal I know. Her silver bracelet blinked. A soft male voice came from it, distorted, weak, but clear enough to recognize. Era, run. They are using me. Don't trust. The voice cut off with static. Was that your brother? Liam asked. Her face turned pale. Yes, but he's not free. Before Liam could speak, a shadow moved at the cave's mouth. A tall figure, not machine, not human. The girl whispered, trembling. That's not them. That's worse. Liam raised his blaster. Then we fight. The creature stepped closer, its eyes glowing blue this time, not red. The blue-eyed figure stepped out of the shadows. Liam tightened his grip on the blaster. The girl, Era, held her breath, her glowing hands trembling slightly. The creature was tall, wearing something like human armor, but its skin shimmered under the moonlight and half metal, half flesh. It looked at them calmly. You shouldn't be here, it said in a low voice, deep and mechanical yet strangely human. Liam aimed his blaster straight at its chest. Stay back. I'm done with surprises tonight. The figure raised its hand slowly. If I wanted you dead, human, you would already be ash. Era turned her face toward the sound. Who are you? The figure paused. You don't remember me. Her lips trembled. Your voice. I heard it before. In the signal, Liam looked between them. Wait, you're her brother? The stranger's head tilted slightly. Once, yes, now. I am something else. Era took a small step forward, her hands shaking. Aiden, is that you? The figure looked away, almost ashamed. I was Aiden, but they took me. The hunters rebuilt me. I am no longer what I was. Liam felt a cold wave run through his spine. You mean... They turned you into one of them? Aiden nodded slowly. They couldn't destroy my mind. So they trapped it inside a machine. I escaped, but I can't stay free for long. Era reached toward his voice, tears in her blind eyes. I thought you were gone. He stepped closer, his blue eyes softening. I tried to protect you, Era. I sent you to this planet because humans still have hearts. Something our kind lost long ago. Liam lowered his weapon slightly but didn't relax. Then what do you want now? Aiden turned to him. To finish what I started. The code inside her? It's the key to something greater. But the hunters are not the only ones searching for it. Who else? Liam asked. Aiden hesitated. Humans. Your people found a piece of Lumeris technology years ago. They've been experimenting. They want the same power, to control life itself. Liam frowned. That doesn't sound like news. We ruin everything we touch. Aiden's voice grew colder. If they find her, they will open the code. It will not heal. It will consume. Era's voice was soft but steady. Then what should we do? Aiden looked at her sadly. You must destroy it. She shook her head. But the code is our last hope. It can bring light back to our world. He stepped closer, his voice filled with pain. That light is not pure anymore. It has changed. It will burn everything, Era, even you. Liam stepped between them. Wait, you're asking her to give up her whole world? Yes, Aiden said. Because if she doesn't, this world will die too. Silence filled the cave. Only the sound of wind and faint static from Aiden's chest could be heard. Era lowered her head. Then why did you save me? Because you are still my sister, he said quietly. And I hoped you could forgive me for what I've become. Liam could see the struggle in Era's face, the pain of love and betrayal, trust and fear. He wanted to say something, but before he could, the cave shook. The ground trembled. Aiden's eyes flashed. They found us. Outside, red lights appeared in the distance, dozens this time. The hunters were coming fast. Liam grabbed his blaster. What now? Aiden's voice turned sharp, commanding. There's an exit at the back of this cave. Take her and run. And you? I'll stop them. I was made to kill them. It's time I used that for something good. Era shook her head. No. You can't fight them all. Aiden touched her forehead gently. You once said I could see light even in the dark. Let me prove you were right. He turned to Liam. Protect her. No matter what happens, don't let her fall into human hands. Liam nodded slowly. I'll keep her safe. Aiden smiled faintly. Then maybe there's hope for your kind after all. He walked toward the cave entrance as the red lights grew brighter. His blue eyes glowed like fire against the night. Then he whispered one last thing, something only Era could hear. Remember what I told you when we were children. The stars are never blind. Aiden stepped into the open desert facing the approaching army of machines. The night exploded with light. Blue against red, brother against creation. Liam pulled Era deeper into the cave, heart pounding. Behind them, the sound of battle roared like thunder. Will he survive? She asked softly. Liam didn't answer. He just tightened his grip on her hand and whispered, We have to believe he will. Outside, a final flash lit up the desert sky. Then everything went silent. The night was quiet again. Too quiet. The sound of battle had faded, leaving only the soft hum of the wind whispering through the desert cave. Liam and Era sat in the dark, breathing hard. The faint blue light from her skin flickered like a dying flame. Liam listened for any sign of life outside. No footsteps, no machines, no explosions. Just silence. He's gone, Era whispered finally. Liam wanted to say something, but words felt empty. He might have survived, he said softly, though even he didn't believe it. Era lowered her head. I can't feel his light anymore. Her glowing hands dimmed further. She looked fragile now, like a candle about to go out. Liam leaned against the cave wall, trying to think. We can't stay here. If those things come back, we're dead. Era nodded faintly. There is a place. My brother spoke of it. A signal tower beyond the dunes. It can send a message to anyone still loyal to Lumeris. Liam raised an eyebrow. You mean other aliens? Yes, she said. If any of them survived, they will come for us, he sighed. All right. Then we move at dawn. They sat in silence for a moment. The stars outside glowed faintly through the cracks in the cave wall. Era turned her face toward them. They sound beautiful tonight, Liam frowned. Sound? She smiled softly. I can't see them anymore, but I can feel their vibration. Stars sing, you know. Humans just don't listen. For a moment, Liam forgot everything. The machines, the danger, the fear. He just looked at her, blind yet calm, glowing faintly in the dark. You talk like someone who's not afraid to die, he said quietly. I'm not afraid, she replied. I'm only afraid of being forgotten. Liam looked away, his jaw tight. No one deserves that. Morning when dawn came, the desert stretched endless and golden. The shipwreck shimmered in the distance like a scar. Liam helped Era walk, her steps slow but steady. He tied a piece of cloth around her eyes to protect them from the sunlight. The sand was hot and the air dry. They walked for hours, leaving footprints that vanished behind them. How far is this tower? Liam asked. Far, she whispered, but I can feel it. The air changes when we get closer. After a while, they saw something on the horizon. Tall, thin shapes reaching for the sky. Broken metal towers, ancient and rusted. The remnants of something not human. That's it? Liam asked. Era nodded. It used to send messages to our world. Before the fall, they climbed up the largest structure. It leaned slightly but still held some power. Liam found a panel half buried in sand and brushed it clean. Can you make it work? He asked. Era placed her hand on the surface. A soft glow spread from her fingers and the old circuits came alive. The tower began to hum with energy. It remembers us, she said quietly. Good, Liam said. Send the message and let's get out of here before the bad guys track it. But Era didn't move. Her eyes were closed, her face calm, her body glowing brighter. It's not that simple, she said softly. To send the message, I must give it a part of myself. Liam stepped closer. What do you mean? She smiled faintly. Energy needs energy. My code, my light, is the signal. Wait, he said sharply. You're saying this could kill you? Maybe, she whispered. But maybe it will bring help. Liam grabbed her shoulders. No, there's got to be another way. We'll find someone else, some other signal. She reached out and touched his hand. Liam, you said humans ruin everything they touch. But maybe. You can fix one thing today. Her voice was gentle like the wind. Let me try. Before he could stop her, she placed both hands on the control panel. Her whole body began to glow, brighter and brighter, until the entire tower was filled with light. Era, Liam shouted, shielding his eyes. A beam shot upward into the sky, piercing the clouds. The light carried warmth, sadness, and hope all at once. It spread across the desert like dawn breaking over darkness. Then, silence. The glow faded. The tower stopped humming. Ira fell backward, straight into Liam's arms. Her skin was pale now, the silver light gone. She was breathing, but weak. "Hey, stay with me," he said, voice shaking. She smiled faintly. "Did it work?" Liam looked at the sky. The beam had disappeared, but something lingered. A soft shimmer like starlight falling back to earth. "I think it did," he whispered. Ira closed her eyes, whispering something he almost didn't catch. "Then maybe my brother can see me again." Before Liam could answer, a strange sound came from above. Not thunder, not engines. Something alive. He looked up and saw a ship, sleek and black, descending from the clouds. It was unlike her crashed vessel, more powerful, more human-made. Liam's heart sank. "That's not your people, is it?" Ira's fingers tightened weakly around his hand. "No, that's them." The ship's spotlight hit them. A voice echoed from above. "Target located. Retrieve the alien girl. Terminate the human." Liam raised his blaster, jaw set. "Over my dead body." The black ship hovered above the dunes like a silent predator. Its engines didn't roar. They hummed, deep and powerful, vibrating through the sand. The light from it burned against the golden desert, and the voice echoed again. "Target located. Retrieve the alien girl. Terminate the human." Liam stood tall, shielding Ira with his body. His blaster looked small compared to the massive machine floating above them, but his eyes showed no fear. He shouted into the wind, "You'll have to kill me first." The ship's side opened with a hiss. 3 armored soldiers stepped out, humans, not machines. Their suits were silver black, marked with a blue symbol, a circle with wings and the sign of TerraCorp. Liam cursed under his breath. Of course, Earth's finest scavengers. The soldiers approached fast, rifles raised. One of them, the leader, removed his helmet. A cold smile spread across his face. "Long time, Liam." Liam's eyes narrowed. "Commander Rix," the man grinned wider. "You still run from your past, old friend?" "Didn't realize killing people for money was a promotion," Liam shot back. Rix chuckled. "You were one of us once. You knew the rules. We find alien tech, we take it. That's how humanity survives." Liam stepped forward. "She's not tech. She's alive." Rix looked at Ira, who was barely conscious, her faint glow reflected in his visor. "Alive? Maybe. But whatever's inside her is worth more than 10 planets. Liam aimed his blaster. "You touch her and you won't live to count it." Rix sighed. Still the hero, he turned to his men. "Take him down." The first soldier fired. Liam dove into the sand, rolling and returning fire. Blue bolts lit the air. The desert echoed with blasts and screams. Ira, weak but aware, reached out her hand. Her skin shimmered faintly. The sand around her began to glow, tiny crystals rising like dust. She whispered, "Please, stop." The crystals burst into light, forming a wall between Liam and the soldiers. Rick shielded his eyes, cursing. "What is this?" Liam looked back, stunned. "Ira, how?" Her voice was faint but steady. "The light listens, when the heart believes." The soldiers tried to push through, but the wall pulsed with heat and energy. One of them screamed as his armor melted. The other fell back, terrified. Rix growled, firing at the ground near her. "You think light can save you? It can't, everything burns eventually." Liam took the chance. He fired 3 quick shots. One hit Rix's arm, the other his chest. The commander fell, groaning. "Ira, run!" Liam yelled. But Ira shook her head. "I can't, my energy. It's fading." Liam ran to her, pulling her close. "Then we'll both run." Before they could move, the ground shook. The ship above them released a bright beam, pulling Rix's wounded body upward. As he floated into the air, his face twisted into a grin. "You can't win, Liam. TerraCorp owns this planet. You're just a mechanic. She's a product." The ship's engines roared again and began to descend lower, preparing to capture them both. Liam looked at Ira. "Can you do that light thing again?" She smiled weakly. "Maybe, if you help me." He grabbed her hands, feeling the strange warmth flow through them. Her glow brightened, soft but powerful. "Focus," he whispered. "We do this together." The beam from the ship struck them, but instead of lifting, it bent. The light shimmered, twisted, and exploded outward in a blinding flash. The shockwave knocked the ship back. Its systems flickered. Smoke poured from its sides. The soldiers screamed as energy surged through the air. When the dust settled, the ship crashed onto the dunes, fire spreading from its hull. Liam coughed, still holding Era. "You did it." She smiled faintly. "We did it," but her body was colder now. The glow had nearly vanished. "Hey," he said softly, shaking her shoulder. "Stay with me." Her eyes fluttered open. "Liam, if I die, promise me something." "Don't talk like that." "Promise me," she insisted weakly. "If my brother's code wakes again, don't destroy it. Guide it." He frowned. "What do you mean?" She smiled sadly. "The code was never meant for war. It's memory and everything our people were. It lives in me and now, in you." Her hand touched his chest right over his heart. A burst of soft light spread through him, and a warm, electric, alive. He gasped as his vision blurred. For a moment he saw what she saw, her world, her people, the endless stars. Then it faded. "Era?" he whispered. Her hand fell, still glowing faintly. She was unconscious and but breathing. Behind him the wrecked TerraCorp ship crackled. The radio inside it buzzed to life. A cold human voice spoke. "Commander Ricks?" "Report, did you retrieve the specimen?" Liam picked up the comm and stared at the flames. His voice was calm but dangerous. "Tell your bosses," he said slowly. "The specimen just became someone worth dying for." He crushed the radio under his boot. In the distance, thunder rolled again, not from the sky but from the ground. A shadow was rising from beneath the sand. Something huge, ancient, and waiting. Liam held Era close, eyes on the horizon. "Looks like round two's coming." The desert was no longer silent. The ground trembled with a deep, steady rhythm. Like a sleeping giant waking after centuries, Liam felt the vibration under his boots. Era's faint glow flickered in his arms. "What's happening?" he whispered. She stirred weakly, her voice soft. "The code. It's calling something." The sand began to shift and swirl around them. From beneath, enormous metallic shapes started rising. Plates, gears, and glowing lines of blue energy. Liam stumbled back as a massive circular structure broke through the surface. It was like a temple made of machines, ancient and alive. Era gasped. "The core of Lumeris. It was buried here all along." Liam stared in disbelief. "You're saying your world's heart was under our planet?" She nodded slowly. "Your people didn't know. They built cities above it. They walked over it and forgot." The ground shook again as the core opened. Light poured out, forming a glowing path leading into the earth. Liam helped Era to her feet. "You think that's safe?" She gave a faint smile. "No, but it's the only way." They stepped onto the light path, descending into the core. The air grew cool and silent, filled with a low hum like a song from another world. The walls were covered with symbols that shifted and pulsed like living veins. As they walked deeper, Era's body began to glow brighter, matching the pulse of the walls. "It knows me," she whispered. "It remembers." Liam glanced around uneasily. "Feels like it's watching us." "It is," she said softly. "The core is alive." They reached a vast chamber, a circular room with a glowing pool of liquid light in the center. Floating above it was a huge sphere, spinning slowly, filled with millions of tiny stars. Era fell to her knees. "This is where our souls were stored. Every Lumerian mind, every dream." Liam stared in awe. "It's beautiful, but also terrifying." She smiled faintly. "Both can exist together." He helped her closer to the pool. "What now?" "I must return the code," she said. "It belongs here." Liam frowned. "And what happens to you if you do that?" She hesitated. "I become part of it again." His voice grew sharp. "No, you're not dying for this. Not after everything." She turned her face toward him, blind eyes shining. "You don't understand. I was never meant to survive. My body is only a vessel. My brother made me this way, so I could carry our world's last light." Liam's hands clenched into fists. "Then your brother was wrong. He wanted me to live long enough to find someone like you," she said softly. "Someone who would see what we lost and protect it." Before he could respond, the chamber lights flickered. The ground vibrated again. "Something's coming," Liam said. A metallic voice echoed from above. Cold, emotionless, unauthorized access detected. Purge sequence activated. From the walls, mechanical guardians emerged. humanoid constructs with glowing red eyes and sharp arms like blades. Liam raised his blaster. "You've got to be kidding me," Era whispered. "They are the keepers. They protect the core from corruption, but they don't know we are not the enemy. Then we better make them understand fast." Liam fired at the first one. The shot hit its chest, sending sparks flying, but it kept coming. The others followed, surrounding them. Era stood weakly, lifting her hands. "Stop!" she cried. Her voice echoed through the chamber, and the light in her body flared like a star. The machines froze mid-step, their red eyes turning blue. Liam stared in shock. "You did it," she smiled faintly. "They remember their queen." The core responded to her call. The glowing pool brightened, and the sphere above it began to open, revealing an inner light so bright Liam had to look away. "This is it," she whispered. "The light of Lumeris. It's still pure." She turned toward him. "Liam, you must go," he shook his head. "Not without you. If you stay, the light will consume you. It's not made for humans," he stepped closer. "Then I'll burn with you." For the first time, she looked truly afraid. "No. If you die, everything I've done means nothing." He touched her hand gently. "Era, listen to me. You said the light remembers love. So let it remember this." She hesitated, tears in her blind eyes. "You don't even know what you're giving up." "I know," he said softly. "But I also know what's worth saving." He took a deep breath and stepped with her into the light. The core responded instantly. Beams of energy swirled around them, lifting them into the air. Liam felt warmth flooding through his veins, not pain but power, memories, voices, stars. Era's glow merged with his, two lights becoming one. Outside, the desert sky exploded in color. The old shipwrecks melted into sand. The TerraCorp flames were extinguished. Even the stars above seemed to move, as if watching. Then everything went still. When the light faded, only silence remained. The core had sealed itself again. The surface of the desert was smooth. No wrecks, no fire. No trace of war. And in the middle of that endless sand lay a single object. A small silver pendant glowing faintly, beating like a heart, far above in orbit. A TerraCorp satellite caught the surge of energy and sent one last message to Earth Command. "Unknown anomaly detected. Signal origin, not human." For 3 days, the desert was silent. No storm, no movement, no trace of the core that had shaken the world. Only endless golden sand under a pale sky. The people in the nearby towns whispered about a light storm that turned night into day, then vanished like a dream. But deep beneath that sand, something was still alive. A faint heartbeat. A pulse of light, and then a breath. Liam opened his eyes. The light was soft and like dawn through water. He wasn't in the desert anymore. He stood in a vast space of glowing blue and silver, surrounded by floating symbols and shifting stars. "Where am I?" he whispered. A gentle voice answered. "You are inside the memory of Lumeris." He turned and saw Era standing there, her eyes no longer blind. They shone with the same light as the stars around her. She looked peaceful, like she belonged to this place. "Era," he breathed. "You're alive," she smiled softly. "Not in the way you think. My body is gone. But my consciousness, it merged with the core. And you came with me." He looked around, amazed and confused. "So we're both dead?" She shook her head. "No, you are still human, still alive. But your mind was strong enough to connect. You are between worlds." Liam rubbed his neck, trying to understand. "So what now? We just float here forever?" Era stepped closer. "No, you must return. The light needs a guardian, someone who remembers both humanity and Lumeris." He frowned. "Why me?" "Because you fought without hate," she said. "Because when everyone saw a weapon, you saw a soul. You're the bridge, Liam," he laughed softly. "A mechanic turned intergalactic peacekeeper." "That's crazy," Era smiled. "Maybe that's why you fit." She reached out her hand. He hesitated, then took it. It felt warm, real. For a moment, the world around them shifted. He saw flashes, planets blooming with light, stars forming, civilizations rising and falling. The history of her people flowed through him. "They were beautiful," he whispered, "and flawed," she said. "Just like yours. But beauty and flaw create balance. Without one, the other dies." Liam looked at her, his voice low. "You really believe humans can change?" Era nodded. "They already have. You did." Her words hit him deep. For the first time, Liam felt peace but also fear. If I go back, will I see you again? Her smile dimmed. You will see me in the stars. I will be there watching, waiting. He felt his throat tighten. That's not the same. She leaned forward and touched his forehead gently. It's enough. The world around him began to dissolve into light. Era, her voice echoed softly as she faded. Remember, Liam, the stars are never blind. The returned Liam gasped as air filled his lungs. He was lying on the sand under a bright morning sky. The desert was quiet again, as if nothing had happened. The core was gone, buried, sealed, hidden from human eyes. He sat up slowly. His chest burned with a faint glow right where Era had touched him before. A soft voice echoed in his mind, calm and familiar. Protect the light, he looked around. The silver pendant from before lay beside him, glowing faintly. He picked it up, feeling warmth pulse through it. A heartbeat that wasn't his. Still with me, huh? He murmured. In the distance, he saw movement. TerraCorp drones scanning the wreckage of their fallen ship. They wouldn't find much, but he knew they'd be back. Liam stood, brushing sand off his jacket. He looked at the horizon where the dunes met the sky. You wanted a guardian, he whispered. You got one. He walked toward the sunrise, each step leaving a faint trail of light behind him. Small, but real. 1 year later, a small outpost stood at the edge of the desert. Travelers often came there to refuel and rest. They spoke of a strange mechanic who fixed ships that no one else could. He worked quietly, never said much, but sometimes at night. People swore they saw blue light shining from his hands as he touched broken engines. And somehow, they came to life again. They called him the Starlight. He never corrected them. Every night, he looked at the sky before closing the shop, and every night the same star glowed a little brighter than the rest, pale blue, just like her eyes. He'd smile and whisper, "Still watching, aren't you?" And somewhere, far beyond human reach, Era's voice would echo softly in the stars. Always. Epilogue. The message months later, Earth Command intercepted a signal. Not from TerraCorp. Not from any known source. It was old, alien, and peaceful. A single line repeated in every language of the galaxy. The light lives in those who remember love. They didn't know who sent it. But Liam did. He stood outside his workshop, pendant glowing softly against his chest, watching the night sky. For a moment, he swore he saw two shapes, a brother and a sister, made of light, walking together among the stars. He smiled. You finally found him. And as the wind whispered through the desert, the stars flickered, not in silence but in laughter. The light of Lumeris was not gone. It had simply learned to dream again.